everyone, in this video हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं न्यू चैप्टर विच इज़ फोर्स एंड एनर्जी एंड ये पार्ट 1 है ऑफ दिस चैप्टर. Part 2 will be soon uploaded. You can go and visit to my channel and find it out the second part for watching. Okay, so in this video we'll learn about what is force, what are the effects that it causes and what are the types of it. Okay, so you know that force and energy are the terms that we often use in our daily life and it plays a major role, so we should know about what is force and energy, right? So in this chapter you will get to know all this about. So in the previous classes you have learned that push or pull are the actions that make an object move. For example, like you can see a bullock pulling a cart, जैसे कि हो गया, जैसे कि एक मैन को हम लोग देखते हैं that pushes a bike, or a boy lifting his school bag, and a girl kicking a ball. So in the above cases what we have seen that what makes the object move here. So here the object moves by the push or pull applied on it, right? So here from we can get the definition of force, which is force is defined as a push or a pull applied on it, on an object. Okay, so here from we have got the definition. Now moving to the effects of force. So first, force can make an object move. For example, a stationary object is kept, and if we apply a force it will start to move. Like a football player kicks a ball to make it move, or you can take an example that is a boy pushes a cart to move, to make it move forward, right? Second point is telling that force can stop a moving object. A force acting on a moving object can slow it down or stop it completely if it is applied in the direction opposite to the direction of motion. For example, a goalkeeper uses his hand to stop a football from rolling into the net, right? Next is force can change the direction of a moving object. Like a force acting on an object, how means a force can change the direction of a motion or moving object. You can take an example that in cricket a batsman hits a ball, moving ball, with such a force that it changes the direction, right? So this is an example. Next, force can change the shape of an object. Like a force acting on an object can change its shapes. How? Have you ever kneaded dough or make chapatis? Notice how a rolling pin make a ball of dough flat and round when you apply force on it. Another example is to squeeze a sponge and see how its shape changes. Okay, so this is the effects. Now types of forces. So various types of forces exist in nature and some of them we'll discuss here in the video. First is gravitational force or gravity. So ये एक ऐसा फोर्स है जो हर ऑब्जेक्ट, जो भी यूनिवर्स में जितने भी ऑब्जेक्ट्स हैं वो ग्रेविटी या ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स से अट्रैक्ट करते हैं एक दूसरे को, राइट? एंड द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ऑफ द अर्थ पुल्स ऑब्जेक्ट टुवर्ड्स इट्स सेंटर, यानी कि अपने सेंटर के तरफ में हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट को पुल करता है दिस ग्रेविटी. लाइक इफ़ यू विल सी, इफ़ यू विल थ्रो एन ऑब्जेक्ट, हम लोग रैंडमली कोई भी एक ऑब्जेक्ट को, एक बॉल को ही ऊपर फेंकते हैं तो कुछ टाइम बाद वो ऑलमोस्ट नीचे ज़मीन पर आ जाता है. दिस इज़ ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ द Earth's gravity, right? So gravitational force acts in the opposite direction when an object moves away from the Earth. It acts along the direction of motion of the object when it moves toward the Earth. Now electrostatic force, the attractive or repulsive force that acts due to the presence of the charges, is called electrostatic force. You can do just an activity in your home or to understand this electrostatic force. For this you need a plastic ruler and a bits of paper. What is the procedure is, First, you have to place bits of paper on a table, then take a plastic ruler and rub it against your hair. Ensure that your hair should be dry and bring the plastic ruler near the bits of paper and observe what happens. Observation is will be that you will find that the bits of paper move towards the plastic ruler. Conclusion will be that the plastic ruler gets charged due to rubbing against hair and bits of paper gets attracted towards it when brought closer. You will get to know more about this electrostatic force in your higher classes. Now moving to magnetic force. Magnetic force को समझने के लिए सबसे पहले हमें पता होना चाहिए कि मैग्नेट्स क्या होते हैं. तो मैग्नेट्स एक काइंड ऑफ ऐसे ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं जो कि अट्रैक्ट करते हैं दूसरे काइंड ऑफ मटेरियल्स को टुवर्ड्स देम. ओके, यू शुड नो अबाउट दिस मैग्नेट्स. देन व्हाट इज मैग्नेटिक फोर्स? सो द फोर्स विच दे यूज, which magnet attracts a certain materials is called magnetic force. यानी कि जो force magnets use करते हैं to attract certain kind of materials is called magnetic force. The materials that gets attracted towards a magnet are called magnetic materials. Okay. Magnets also apply force on each other. For example, I think you know that every magnet has two poles known as North Pole and South Pole. When two like poles are brought near to each other, they repel, or you can say oppose each other. Whereas unlike poles, when brought closer, they attract each other. Okay. Now next will be frictional force. So frictional force or friction acts on two objects that are in contact and at least one of them should be in motion. It always acts opposite to the direction of motion and hence it slows down the motion of an object or stops it from moving completely. The force of friction produced depends on the nature of object in contact. Rough surfaces offer more friction than smooth surface. Now advantages of friction. So frictions allow करता है हमें steady motion करने में. It allows steady motions of an object. For example, you can say we are able to walk steadily due to the friction between the ground and shoes. Another thing we can say is that the grooves on the sole of our shoes provide enough friction to prevent us from falling. Vehicles move steadily on the road because of the friction between the tires and the roads. Second, we can say that friction produces heat, which we use for different purposes. For example, a matchstick is struck against the rough surface of a matchbox. Heat is produced due to friction, which lights the matchstick, right? And second example you can say is that when we rub our hands together, heat is produced due to friction, and this keeps our hands warm, right? Now, disadvantages of friction. So with increase in friction, it becomes difficult to move an object as more force is needed to overcome friction. For example, हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि कोई भी moving object on the rough surface, अगर हम लोग किसी भी rough surface में किसी भी object को move करने की कोशिश करते हैं तो it becomes difficult for us, right? And second is friction causes the surface of an object to wear out. For example, soles of shoes and surface of tires wear out because of this friction, right? All right, so from here we have completed the discussion, and thank you everyone for watching my video. And it was part 1 of force and energy. You please go and read the part 2 also. See the video of part 2 where we'll discuss about energy and its types and together with the simple machines. Okay, thank you everyone.